Hello again, everyone. Welcome to Washington Gun Law TV. I am Washington Gun Law President William Kirk. Thanks for joining us. You know, for those of you who geek out on this channel regularly, you know, we are oftentimes talking about civilian disarmament, or what other people call gun control. Now, there are a lot of ways that those who are advancing the theory of civilian disarmament are trying to achieve that goal. And we've talked about the shipping companies, we've talked about the credit card companies, and we've certainly spent a lot of time talking about how they are absolutely attacking the living hell out of the FFL industry. But you know what? There are many other ways that they're trying to disarm you as well. Now, what we did here is we kind of connected the dots between two stories we found out there independently and realized, you know, there's something going on here and you, the viewer, needs to be aware of it. So today, let's spend a few minutes and let's get you all up to speed on how they can disarm a lot of us by doing nothing. Okay, so the genesis of this video actually comes from two separate news sources. The first one, of course, is from our good friends over at AmmoLand.com, who routinely and daily write really fantastic news articles related to your Second Amendment rights. You guys should all be checking them out. Now, this is an article that was actually published about a week and a half ago, and it talked about the huge drop-off in the number of concealed carry permits that the state of New York is issuing to people, and primarily in New York City. Wait a second, what's going on there, right? And that's right, because as you recall, last summer we had the case of New York Pistol and Rifle Association v. Bruin, which basically took New York State's ridiculous May issue scheme and threw it out on its ass and basically forced the state of New York to rethink how they were going to issue permits. Now, to give you an idea, and again, we'll put the links for the article down below, and then I encourage you to take a look at the article to see the internal links in there that actually goes to the studies that are being cited here, because there are numbers to back all of this up. But you begin to see this phenomena that we have now called the post-Bruin tantrum. And of course, the ultimate post-Bruin tantrum was the passage of New York's Concealed Carry Improvement Act, which is absolutely no improvement whatsoever, unless, of course, you're advancing the cause of civilian disarmament. Now, during the height of the pandemic, when all hell seemed to be breaking loose everywhere, the New York City Police Department was processing and approving approximately 13% of their applications. So in 2020, approximately 13% of applications were actually approved. The problem is that the turnaround rate also was averaging about 18 months, which at the time the New York Police Department said, hey, listen, understaffed, underfunded, overworked, which is actually a pretty common theme we're seeing in law enforcement departments all around the country. And so we just simply can't get to them any sooner. However, by 2021, well, the New York Police Department were up to approving approximately 55% of their applications. In fact, that year, there was 4,663 applicants and 2,591 of them were approved. Okay, so we're moving in the right direction. Then along comes the summer of 2022. And what happens during that summer? Oh, that's right. The Bruin opinion is published. Then, of course, New York craps its pants, turns around, gets in Albany real fast, and passes the Concealed Carry Improvement Act. What happened to the numbers then? Well, in 2022, the numbers regressed back to a 21% approval rate. However, when we take a look at the most recent data, 2022, 2023, we've seen a huge spike in applications. Can't understand why. What? The city is not safe. In fact, we've seen a spike in applications in excess now of nearly 5,000 applicants. How many have been approved so far? A total of 503. Does that mean the rest of them have been rejected? No. In most instances, it means that most of those applications have not even been reviewed yet. Now, for those of you in New York, you know that, wait a second, doesn't our state law require that we get an answer, a thumbs up or a thumbs down within 6 months? Yes, it actually does. You see, according to New York penal law, section 400.004B, the law states that in each case, the licensing officer shall act upon any application for a license pursuant to this section within 6 months of the date this application is submitted. So what that probably means is that you are looking at about 90% of the applications in which a government official has not even looked at it. So how can they keep you disarmed? They can keep you disarmed by simply doing nothing. And that is what's happening in New York right now, is that people are applying and they're just sitting on these things. These things seem to think like they're fine wine in New York. They're going to get better with age if we age this thing out. And so people are now waiting for an application which probably the city has absolutely no intention of ever looking at. So those few that actually got their applications granted, congratulations, you have essentially won the lottery. But you see, what got me thinking about this was a tweet that I saw from Rob Romano at 2A Updates. I suggest you follow him. He's got some fantastic stuff. As I also suggest Costas Moros. I've plugged him before. I'm going to plug him again. Both of these guys are killing it on Twitter. If you really want to stay up to date on what's happening in the court system related to your Second Amendment rights, you guys need to follow these. Now, Mr. Romano pointed out this graph right here, which shows all of the cases in which we are waiting for rulings. And in many of those instances, right here at the top of the graph, we are out to almost a year, in some instances, even more than a year. And of course, two of the big cases that you are all waiting on is Miller v. Bonta and Duncan v. Bonta, dealing with assault weapon bans and magazine bans. Not that that has any importance to some people in other states around the country. So one of the ways that those who are in favor of civilian disarmament are going to try to disarm you is by simply doing nothing. That's right. You're going to have local government agencies that are going to sit on applications. They're probably going to sit on zoning applications and business license applications for anybody that involves FFLs. They're certainly going to sit on your concealed carry license application. And we now know that the court system, in many instances, is just going to sit on an appeal. Take, for example, in Washington State, we were supposed to get a ruling on an injunction on our magazine ban, which went into effect in July of 2022. The court ordered all pleadings to be filed no later than December 16th of 2022. A ruling would be out on December 23rd of 2022. We are now at the 1st of August of 2023, and we do not have any ruling. And of course, that means every citizen in the state of Washington is still living under that otherwise unconstitutional magazine ban. And you see these delay tactics used by the 9th Circuit and by the 7th Circuit and the state of California and the state of Maryland and the state of Illinois. We see these delay tactics because this is part of the plan to slowly wear you down so that you simply just do not want to exercise your rights anymore. So the bottom line is there are lots of different ways that they're going to try to disarm all of you, the lawful and responsible gun-owning citizens nationwide, and simply by doing nothing is just yet another tool that they plan on using. Listen, you may have more questions about this or anything else related to what's left of our Second Amendment rights. Now, you guys should know how to contact Washington Gun Law by now, but if you don't, that's okay. That information is right down there in the description box. Now, I want you all to remember that part of being the lawful and responsible gun owner, like we talk about all the time here, is to know what the law is in every situation, how it applies to you in any instance that you may find yourself. Until next time, thanks for watching, and stay safe.